Sunlight streamed through the kitchen window, birds were chirping, and everything seemed peaceful. But little did Tom the cat know, this ordinary morning was about to turn into the single most extraordinary, wildest, craziest day of his entire life. He gave a big stretch, a lazy yawn, and his eyes immediately locked onto a beautiful, shiny piece of cheese sitting right there on the counter. He saw the cheese too, and a little smirk crossed his face. That cheese was definitely his for the taking. Tom narrowed his eyes. Not if he had anything to do with it. The stage was set, the players were ready, and the great cheese chase was about to begin. The chase was on in a flash. Jerry made a spectacular leap for the counter, but Tom was right behind him. Then he grabbed a spoon and swung from it like a trapeze artist, landing gracefully on the other side of the sink. Seeing a toy car nearby, he hopped in and zoomed away, leaving a very confused and dizzy Tom in his wake. Jerry was incredibly fast, a blur of brown fur zipping from one hiding spot to the next. But Tom was nothing if not determined. This wasn't just any chase. This was a chase for the ages. He gathered himself, took a running start, and leaped through a decorative hoop hanging on the wall. It was a magnificent jump, truly athletic. Except he completely misjudged the landing and knocked over a priceless vase, which shattered into a million pieces. He realized he was completely outmatched. He couldn't compete with this machine. A thought crossed his mind, a truly radical idea. He looked over at Jerry, who was panting behind a salt shaker. Maybe they needed teamwork. Jerry, catching his glance, just smirked. And Jerry joined forces, united against a common robotic enemy. It was time for the ultimate plan. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Jerry, the brains of the operation, immediately started setting up a series of ingenious traps. He positioned a bucket of water precariously on top of an open cupboard door. As the robot sped after Tom, it hit a bar of soap Jerry had sneakily placed on the floor. It wasn't easy, and it was incredibly messy. But with Jerry's brains and Tom's beautiful chaotic energy, victory was finally within reach. The robot slipped, slid, and went flying into the air. We watched in glorious slow motion as it flipped end over end, sparks flying from its circuits. It landed with a crash, twitched a few times, and then completely melted down in a heap of smoking metal. Jerry, victorious, proudly scurried over and claimed his prize, the magnificent piece of cheese. Now his well-earned trophy. He proudly patted his chest. He had helped save the day, and that felt pretty good.